Hello everyone, welcome back to Dynamic Modeling of Cities and Buildings, and this is Josh, and today I'll be covering about Qualtrics. So Qualtrics is a survey tool, like similar to Google Survey, but it has some features that are very special to Qualtrics and it's not available in Google Survey. So today I'll be showing you on how to create a survey in Qualtrics. So similar to Google Survey, this can be worked together collaboratively, uh, and you can have like a share function with your other colleagues in creating the survey. So to begin with, let's just create a new project. Now, the difference between Qualtrics and Google Survey is that Google Survey doesn't have any templates similar to Qualtrics like this, and I'm just going to show you how the templates would work. And product ad testing, for example, you can have the project name, project 1, and just get started. Now, this is the difference between Qualtrics and Google Survey. So Google Survey doesn't have this kind of template. Now, this template really helps because you can have a lot of ideas on what to be inserted as a question in Qualtrics, and it already has like several series of questions that's going to help you in creating the survey. So there are things that needs to be covered, but it's really easy to use. It's really straightforward. So Qualtrics question, they comes in blocks like so. So you can add and reduce. You can add and remove blocks or blocks. So the blocks is actually a question. The question is basically a block, but the block is more like a space to input like an information, like a text like this one here, and or questions. So if I press the block in here, you can have like the type as a text or graphic. So this is static content, which means that it's not a question, it's more like an informative or a graphic, like an image. And then you can have like questions, for example, as question type like multiple choice, and it can be seen you can see the example straight, how it looks like, text entry, rank order, side by side, and slider, and then you can have like draggable bars, draggable sliders, and stars as a format. You can have multiple selection box, just like so. So Qualtrics did, and then this one here, matrix table. So Qualtrics has this kind of capacity to have a lot of format in terms of the question. And you can see here you can have like you can also have like the different options, to be mobile friendly as well. You can have the answers in. For example, here this is a matrix question. You can have like multiple answers. So the respondents can have one or more answer. And then this kind of option is really specific to what type of question that you want to ask. So this is one of the examples. For example, this is matrix 1. You can have 4 statements. You can have 4 scale points, like so. And then also the actions here. This is applied to every type of question. You can have like a page break, display logic, skip logic. So display logic, it means that if you answer A, for example, in this question, what sort of question, what sort of sub question that you want to show in this question, for following to that. And then skip logic, it means that if you answer, for example, C question over here, average, which question do you want to skip to? For example, if I answer C question here, you can skip it to question number 6. That's the example. You can also like generic editing, like move question, copy, and preview. Also add note. So a page break is like I just set a preview. So page break, if you put a page break between questions, it means that it's going to show one question at a time. So like so. So this here is a page break. If you want all the questions is one page, then don't use a page break. So let's just move on. And the thing with Qualtrics is that the difference is that they can generate their own. They can generate the answer. They can generate their own answers. So click tools, review, generate test response. And for example, start test. Yep. So it's already started. So the survey test has been finished. Also here, as you can see, there are saved response, so it's not going to be visible in the draft. So you need to go to the result later. But also I want to show you what I want to show you is the look and feel also. So this is similar to Google Survey, where you can edit the background, the themes, just to make it look more interesting, like that's for example. And then you can have like the mobile version of it, and then you just click save. So it's going to be visible in the preview, like so. So the preview also previews on the questions on mobile. So it's very good for adaptability. So people in using mobile phones, they can answer the questions as well. So I'm just going to show you what we did for our project and what's the result, and what sort of like features that Qualtrics can have. Here, for example, that's the initial instructions. So as you can see, that's a text graphic, and then that's also the another graphic as well, just to show how it looks like extra information for the responder. And this is the start of the question here. So as you can see, the picture and the question is in separate blocks, just to make it easier, because if not, it's going to be in a vertical layout and you won't be able to see it well. And so Qualtrics also can analyze the data. If you press this data analysis, it can show all the responses by the respondent, and it can be extracted into like CSV file or other type of file. So this data can be exported and put it into Excel sheet. So it can have more you can have more control in showing in editing and formatting the data. So this is sort of like the answer and the answers of the question, and you can have like which question that you want to show. For example, this one here, and then when the question was answered, and all the list of the question here in pages. So you can also upload response data if you do it in other place. For example, you do it in Google Survey as well. You put the CSV file exported from Google Survey and import it here. So to export this data to Excel sheet, so you need to go back to your projects, and then in this button there, you can actually reports, and then share reports, and in CSV comma separated. So this is how you export the data. So the reports also show the answers to the question one by one. You can have like add visualization and add note. Like for example, if you want to add visualization, you can have a bar chart, like a line chart, simple table, or chord chart. So it has visualization tool as well in showing what the data looks like. So this is a really handy tool, and when it's exported to Excel sheet, it's going to export this one as well. So that's pretty much about it for Qualtrics. So if you want to have a go, just by all means, it's a really useful tool. It's really easy to use. It's you need to have a little bit of exercise, but that's probably not going to take long. Like I'll probably think about 20 minutes to get used to this kind of to this application. And it's a really useful thing because also when you go back to the projects over here, it calculates the estimated response time for each respondent to respond to all of these questions. So you can tailor the question more efficiently in a way that the respondent can still be interested in answering the questions. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Qualtrics. So have a go, have a try, and I will still recommend this. But I think this is a paid software. I use my student account to use this, so it's free for students. But if you can have a hand on it, then I would recommend you to use this survey tool. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.